Mayon volcano's eruption on 1st February 1814 is considered as the most violent eruption episode. The main volcanic succession consists of from bottom to top, tephra fault deposit, lower ignimbrite, pyroclastic surge deposit, and ignimbrite in the field area.
The deadliest eruption of Mount Mayon at 8 a.m. on February 1, 1814, which is where more than 1,200 people have died, destroyed many villages on Albay and Camarines of the old church of Cagsawa. It is near the Raga, Luzon, Philippines.
According to Philbooks, in the past 24-hour period, the Mayon volcano network did not detect any volcanic earthquake. Moderate emission of white stimulating plumes that crept downslope before drifting to the west, southwest, and west was observed. Sulfur dioxide emission was last measured at an average of 391 tons per day on October 1, 2022. Based on ground deformation parameters from EDM precise leveling, electronic tilt, and continuous GPS monitoring, Mayon volcano has been slightly inflated since 2020.
Mayon volcano's eruption on February 1, 1814 is considered as the volcano's most violent eruption and devastating 5 towns in the southern slope of the volcano and killing at least 1,200 people. The deposit of the 1814 eruption are mainly disputed on the southern slope of the volcano.
Known for its near-perfect cone, Mayon has erupted 48 times in recorded history. It was last active in mid-2006, when a mild eruption saw large amounts of volcanic debris deposited on its slopes. After an initial alert, residents who had been evacuated were allowed to return to their farming villages. But Typhoon Reming struck the region in November of that year, triggering deadly mudslides of volcanic ash and boulders from the slopes that engulfed entire communities and left more than 1,000 dead. That was the worst disaster blamed on Mayon since 1814, when an eruption buried the town of Cagsawa and killed about 1,200 people. Governor Salceda said his government learned bitter lessons in 2006. Quote, "That is not going to happen anymore. We have learned our lessons. This year alone, we have carried out at least 5 preventive evacuations," end quote, he said. However, he stressed that a prolonged crisis could also mean additional funds may be needed from the national government. Quote, "These people may end up spending Christmas and New Year and evacuation centers," end quote, he said. The International Organization for Migration, or IOM, meanwhile, said it had dispatched a team to Albay to help in the evacuation. Quote, "IOM is now pre-positioning an emergency response team in Albay to conduct pre-coordination meetings with our government partners to monitor the situation and stand by for rapid assessment and response should the need to rise," end quote. IOM's regional program officer, Ida May Fernandez, told IRIN. Quote, "Our post-Reming program was a fertile source of lessons learned in the arena of coordination with government among humanitarian agencies and within the affected populations and communities," end quote, said Fernandez. Quote, "As importantly, post-Reming was a time when the Philippine government institutionalized the cluster approach towards ensuring predictability of disaster response among relevant agencies," end quote, she said. President Gloria Arroyo's office said she had directed the NDCC in Manila and the Social Welfare Department to begin preparing for a likely eruption and to ensure that relief assistance could be deployed at a moment's notice.